I'm visiting India to share information about the world's forests, to talk to universities, and to have discussions with representatives of the forest community here in India to see what we can do together to better conserve the world's forests. The world is experiencing deforestation in many places. In fact, according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, as much as 17% or a little bit more of the greenhouse gas emissions are the result of forest deforestation and forest degradation. So if we can figure out a way to slow down or eliminate or stop the world's forests decline, we will go a long way into helping to solve the problem of global climate change. So I'm talking to students, I'm talking to NGOs, I'm talking to some other representatives here in India. Forests are very, very important to all of us. We enjoy the products that they produce, the lumber and plywood, the pulp and paper, as well as many of the environmental amenities, clean air, clean water, wildlife habitat, and so forth. So to address the problems of deforestation is really, really important. The problems of deforestation will be front and center on the world's agenda when the countries of the world come together to talk about an agreement for the post-Kyoto period, and that will happen later this year. The United States is very actively involved in international processes talking about sustainable forest management and forest conservation. And both the private sector in the United States as well as the U.S. government have taken new steps and implemented new programs and policies to try to address some of the sustainable forest management issues that we face. For example, in 2008, a new law was enacted, or I should say amendments to an old law were enacted called the Lacey Act to address some of the issues, some of the problems related to illegal logging. In addition, our government has appointed a special envoy to talk to other governments, India included, about what partnerships and what we can do together to help address the greenhouse gas emissions problem and try to reduce our emissions so that global climate change doesn't lead to adverse environmental and social impacts as is being projected currently. In addition, the private sector in the U.S. is doing a number of things, as well as the private sector in other countries. Many companies are pursuing what's called forest certification. Those are programs designed to create guidelines and standards that companies must adhere to help ensure that the material that they're producing is coming from legal and sustainably produced forests. A number of companies are also instituting responsible procurement programs. So they're providing assurances, trying to certain that the material that they are using to produce pulp and paper and lumber and wood products and furniture are coming from sustainably managed forests. Very, very important. And hopefully, through a combination of different efforts, both private sector and public sector, combination of governments, India, the United States, many other governments, will be able to finally address some of these issues that affect us all. We all breathe the same air, so it's important that global climate change is addressed worldwide.